Hellraiser is a 1987 film. It was written and directed by Clive Barker. Now, I've always known of and been aware of the Hellraiser series. I know that some people love the series, and especially with this first film, some people will consider it to be one of the greatest horror films of all time. But I am just now watching this for the first time, and I gotta say, after watching it for the first time, I wasn't that impressed. Alright, well, first let me get into the plot. The plot is you see this husband and wife move into this house. And you see that the wife has this connection to this house where she used to be in love with this guy, Frank. And apparently Frank is the brother to her husband. So I was trying to figure out if she was with Frank first and then something happened to him, or if she had an affair on her husband with his brother. But you see her having these memories of how much she was in love with this guy. Then her husband accidentally cuts his hand from moving stuff into the house, and his blood leaking in the attic floor somehow, some way brings the brother back from the dead. Don't ask me how it happens, but somehow, some way it happened. So when the wife finds out what's going on and sees him and sees that just now he's a corpse, she's desperate to bring him back to life, and she's feeding him like bodies, people that he can feed on to slowly regenerate and come back.
Beyond any terror you have imagined.
But then when the husband's daughter, this girl Kirsty, finds out what's going on, she tries to stop it from happening. Now, this movie, like I said, I just wasn't impressed. I thought it was weird. I did. And let me just talk about the characters. I didn't really care about the characters. Like, with the husband and wife, I didn't care about any of them. The wife, I thought was terrible. And then Frank, first of all, the guy who played Frank in the flashbacks was so bad. And then whoever played the corpse of Frank, just the way that guy was delivering his lines, I was just sitting there like, really? This is so flat. I just can't be afraid of this guy.
A nightmare.
No.
Unlike anything you have witnessed.
And I didn't really care for the wife is sneaking guys into the house for him to feed on. I just was sitting there the whole time thinking, where's Pinhead? I know I haven't seen any of the Hellraiser movies, but I am aware of Pinhead. I hear people say he's one of the greatest of all time. I'm sitting there and it's like, you just don't fucking see him. Now Kirsty, the actress who played her, was cute, so I'll give her that. Maybe that's why I wasn't as annoyed by her. And there did come a point where she did find out what was going on. She finds the cube, because you see this cube is actually the reason, or part of the reason, why this is all happening. Like Frank, at the beginning, you see him get the cube from this weird guy, and the cube is the thing that killed him. And apparently the cube is this gateway door to open like the other side of hell, and that's where Pinhead and these other creatures come from. And towards the end of the film is where you start to see stuff happen. It's when I started to sort of like Kirsty. I mean, she was doing more stuff. She was being a little bit proactive. And you did finally see Pinhead somewhat there. But even when he's there, he still doesn't do anything. Really doesn't do anything. And it kind of makes him look like a bitch by how easily he's defeated.
We'll tear your soul apart.
I will say this. The practical effects and the makeup effects look really good. They look really solid, and some of these images are creepy. Some of the ideas going on as far as this cube and what it actually unlocks of the other world, I thought some of the ideas were interesting, but ultimately I found myself pretty bored for most of the film. I thought the acting was terrible. I just think the plot, the main plot of this film, was stupid. I won't get on anyone for liking this film, I guess. I mean, to each their own. You are entitled to your opinion. But my opinion is that this movie, to me, just wasn't very good. And now I'm sitting there wondering, shit, there's 9 Hellraiser movies. There's 8 sequels to this film. Like, should I even bother to keep watching? Like, really, seriously, should I? So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of Hellraiser, which in my opinion is an overrated movie. And also let me know if you think I should even bother with the sequels. Like and subscribe. Later!